So what on earth could a bird building a nest and a Burger King ad possibly have in common? I know, it sounds like the start of a bad joke, but the answer actually reveals this hidden architecture of attraction that influences, well, pretty much everything from our love lives to what we decide to have for lunch. Let's dive in and see if we can unravel this.
Okay, so look at these two pictures. On the left, you've got this amazing, intricate structure built by a satin bowerbird to attract a mate. And on the right, you've got Burger King's super cheeky Whopper Detour campaign. One is literally about survival of the fittest in nature, and the other is about, well, survival of the fittest brand in a concrete jungle. The real question is, are they really all that different?
I know, at first glance, these two worlds seem like they're from different planets. But what if they're both running on the exact same psychological software? That's the big question we're going to try and unpack here. To really get to the bottom of this, we have to start with the original playbook, the animal kingdom. Because out there, the game of attraction isn't always about being the biggest, or the strongest, or the loudest. Sometimes it's about being the smartest, or the sneakiest.
Take the dung beetle, for example. You've got your fighters, these big guys with massive horns, all ready to brawl for territory. But then you have the sneakers. These are smaller, hornless males who just wait. While the big guys are busy headbutting each other, the sneakers just slip right into the burrows to mate. They've basically traded brute force for a much more efficient approach. It's two totally different strategies, but guess what? They both work. And this isn't just a one-off thing. We see a really similar dynamic with the giant cuttlefish. The large males are like these nightclub bouncers guarding a whole group of females. But the smaller males, they have this incredible trick up their tentacles. They can actually change their color and shape to look just like a female, swim right past the big bouncer, and mate without anyone noticing. It's this masterful act of deception that just completely outsmarts the competition. Pretty wild, right?
Okay, so animals can be surprisingly strategic. We get it. Now let's switch gears. Let's leave the jungle behind and jump into the boardroom to see how these exact same tactics play out in the marketing world, where brands are in this constant, cutthroat battle for our attention.
Which brings us back to Burger King's Whopper Detour. This was an absolutely brilliant piece of digital warfare. Using your phone's location, they put up a virtual fence around every McDonald's. If you got within 600 feet of their rival, boom, you'd get an offer for a 1-cent Whopper. But here was the genius part. You had to physically drive away from McDonald's and go to a Burger King to get it. They were actively poaching customers right at the moment of decision, just like that sneaker beetle slipping past the big guy who's not paying attention.
And you know, this whole underdog strategy has a really long history in advertising. Remember Avis car rentals? They were number 2 and they knew it, so they leaned into it with this iconic slogan, "We're number 2, we try harder." Just like that hornless dung beetle, they took what looked like a weakness and turned it into their biggest strength, signaling that they'd go the extra mile for you.
And then there's the stock-out strategy. This is a perfect example of creating a forced choice. Brands will actually monitor their competitors' online inventory. The second a popular product sells out, they swoop in with ads for their own alternative. You can't get the thing you wanted, but hey, here's a tempting substitute that's ready to ship right now. It's a super clever way to break your habit and force you to try something new.
So, okay, let's recap. We've got sneaker beetles, cross-dressing cuttlefish, underdog car rental companies, and location-aware burgers. They all seem so different on the surface, but they're all pulling plays from the exact same universal playbook of influence. Let's break down what those rules actually are. This is what we can call the architecture of influence. Basically, it's a set of universal rules for shaping, or, let's be honest, manipulating choice. It's not about having the biggest horns or the best burger, it's about controlling the context of the decision. It's about managing information, creating scarcity, and sometimes reframing reality itself. And this table, this is where it all just clicks into place. Look at competitor disruption. A bowerbird stealing blue bottle caps from his rival to make his own nest look better? That's the same game Burger King is playing when it lures you away from McDonald's. Or the underdog effect. The sneaky little dung beetle's entire strategy is mirrored in Avis's We Try Harder campaign. And forced choice? A big cuttlefish making females a scarce resource is working on the exact same principle as a brand that takes advantage of a competitor's low stock. You see? It's the same game, just a different arena. So if these deep-seated rules of attraction govern animals in the wild and brands in the marketplace, it kind of leads to one big inevitable question. What about us? Let's turn the lens on ourselves for a minute and see how these ancient patterns play out in our own lives.
Well, decades of research have shown that our mating preferences are definitely not random. Take a look at this chart. Across totally different cultures, Japan, Zambia, the US, women consistently place a higher value on a partner's financial prospects than men do. And this isn't some modern thing. It's a pattern seen all over the world that points to these very old, very deep-seated strategies for securing resources.
But beyond just specific traits, there's another really powerful force at play here, and it's called assortative mating. It's just a fancy term for our tendency to pick partners who are, well, a lot like us. Similar education, similar politics, even a similar level of perceived attractiveness. So a lot of the time, we're not just looking for someone to complement us, we're actually looking for a reflection of ourselves.
Of course, our modern world is constantly rewriting the rules of this ancient game. You've got the rise of economically independent women, you've got dating apps that turn people into a searchable database, and you have shifting social norms around marriage. All of these things are reshaping how these fundamental strategies actually look in the real world. The underlying game is still there, but the players and the tools are always changing.
And all of this, it all leads us to a pretty profound question about our own free will. I mean, if our choices in the wild, in the supermarket, and in love are all shaped by these predictable patterns, how much control do we really have?
You know, a good way to think about it is like a stage mentalist. They give you the complete illusion of free choice. They'll say, pick any card, or think of any number. But in reality, they've skillfully designed the whole interaction to secretly guide you to a very specific, predetermined outcome. They are the architect of your choice, and you're just moving through the maze that they've already built for you. So the next time you choose a coffee, or swipe right on a dating app, or find yourself cheering for that underdog brand, just take a second and ask yourself, are you the one who's really making the choice? Or are you just following a blueprint that was laid down millions of years ago? A universal architecture of attraction that connects all of us, from birds and beetles to Burger Kings.